Howdy folks, I'm Gluttonous Gorgon, greedily gorging on green gourds.
I'm Amber.
And here are more green gourds for us to gorge ourselves upon. Because what else would gorgons eat other than humans? I don't remember what gorgons eat. We probably eat humans. I mean, that's what a lot of creatures did, mythological creatures. I mean, we turn people into stone. Gorgonzolas. Oh, and folks, we have a live stream coming up on Friday. For more information, please see the end of the video. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Filing a Police Report on a Good Friend who was caught on video stealing my boyfriend's camera at dinner? She has refused to help me either replace it in full or contribute to the cost of replacing it. More context, we were out for dinner one night at an expensive hotel. My boyfriend let me borrow his Canon G7X 1800 camera to bring and take pictures with my friends. At the conclusion of the dinner, I went up to the room and realized the camera was gone. I went right back down to the table and no one had seen it. And I immediately got with the hotel security and she is on video clear as day, swiping the camera when my back was turned and shoving it into her purse. I covered for her initially with my friend and contacted her to find a resolution. She said that she had taken the camera with her and my other friends to a club after dinner, which I did not attend and lost it there. For some background, this is my good college friend who I know very well, the camera thief, that is. She's been taking free trips to Coachella and St. Barth's on my dime, not kidding, as well as many other things. We have done a lot together and are good friends, so I expected her to feel sorry. Initially, she lied, saying that she doesn't have it. When I told her that we had video, she confessed, and then said yes, she had took it, but lost it at the next bar that she went to with my other friends. It's now gone. I asked her to help me replace it by splitting the cost with me. She has refused all measured resolutions, and now I feel I've nothing left to do but file a police report and let them handle it. It's impacting my relationship, and I'm furious my friend is not helping at all. Why should I be on the hook for something that she stole? I've given her 3 weeks to help me find a resolution to this, but she insists that she is going to do nothing. I am being pressed by my boyfriend to either replace the camera or help him file a report with her info and footage. I even asked her just to throw in half or less than half of the cost to help, but she is still refusing. I do not want to get her into trouble, but I'm at the point where I feel that she really doesn't care. Update, I sent this text to her this morning telling her that if I do not receive the full cost of the camera or shipping confirmation for a new camera from an approved vendor to a provided address by the end of the day Friday, that we will file a report with the police on Saturday a.m. I feel like a jerk typing this out to her, but I have to do it. Update 2. She told me that she is sick of me and that I will be receiving the tracking number by 12 Eastern on Friday, and not blame her if the package is never received. I told her that if she was my real friend, she would be sorry, and in no way will I allow this to be flipped on me. Should I ask if the camera is new or the one that disappeared? Alright folks, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely not the jerk here. She's a thief, plain and simple. She had no reason to have that camera. Even if she legitimately lost it at the next club, which I doubt, I have a feeling she took it to sell it. But even if she legitimately lost it at the next club, she still stole it. She still is on the hook for whatever happened to it.
Well, that's just it. And she slipped it into her bag. She lied about it. This was intentional. This wasn't a mistake. She wasn't ever going to tell OP the truth unless OP actually had footage of it, right? And it's a dumb thief thing to do too, on top of that, because there's footage in cameras everywhere these days, right? So I don't know, this sounds like OP has done a lot for this friend, and it might be just a one-sided friendship at this point in time where they view OP as just kind of their ticket. But why would, the thing I don't understand is why would you do this? Why would you risk this kind of relationship over something like a camera here, right?
Because they've gotten away with it before, I mean, it sounds like they have no problem taking things from OP and never reciprocating.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk? I paid $18,000 cash for a car, but my grandmother is gaslighting people into thinking that it was a handout. I recently bought a car from my aunt and uncle and paid full price for what it was worth, $18,000. I had no problem paying that because I know that their car was maintained well, and honestly, I would not give a family member a discount on something that big either. The problem is that my grandmother has been boasting to everyone that my aunt gave me a free car. I don't know why she's saying that, but it's really making me mad. I worked hard to pay for cash for that car, and I do not want people thinking that I get handouts. So I went to her and I politely asked for her not to tell people that. Instead, she flips it on me and says, "Oh, so you want everyone to think that your aunt and uncle made you pay full price? What kind of person does that? Family is supposed to take care of family." Then she literally shut the door in my face like I was the problem. I told her straight up that she makes me look bad, someone who works 60 to 80 hours per week, if people believe that I'm just getting some handouts. All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, if she thinks that it looks bad for family to take money from family, then like she can go tell the aunt and uncle that they should pay OP back the money and should have given the car for free.
Or give OP $18,000.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't get to skew the truth so you can feel more proud about your kid.
Well, that's just it. And like, it's clear that she has like some kind of underlying guilt about how her child has sold this car at full price to OP. And, the thing is that that's not her problem to solve, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she thinks that it's going to make them look bad, that's on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that OP, I'd hate the whole, like, oh, it'll look like you got a handout or anything like that, because people do get help and stuff like that. But I mean,
Right.
also, like, OP is working hard, and maybe there's a perception that OP, might have a lot of, like, financial issues or something like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you would have financial issues and still be able to pay $18,000. So I don't know.
Well, there's nothing wrong, like what you were saying, there's nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with receiving help from people. And that should not be seen as a negative. But also, I understand that OP, has saved up a long time for this money and wants that. I mean, people probably generally aren't even asking how much OP paid. So it sounds like the grandmother is just going out of her way to tell everyone that the aunt and uncle gave away the car.
Yeah.
Grandma could have just said nothing.
Yeah.
And literally no one is going to, like, who's going to go up to someone and be like, how much did you pay for your aunt and uncle's car?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a small town from what I read in some of the comments, so probably word gets around and stuff like that. So I think people just need to mind their own business.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Plant Bay 1428 says, "Not the jerk, but out of curiosity, who is your grandmother saying this to?" And OP replies, "Everyone, I live in a small town." And Ensign Ing says, "How did you find out that people think you got it for free? Someone told you that? The truth shall set you free. I paid aunt and uncle $18,000 for the car. They took really good care of it, so I'm okay with the price. Who told you I got it for free? That's hard to hear because I worked hard to pay for it, and I don't like people thinking that I'm some freeloader. If you hear that, can you correct them next time?" And OP replies, "Everyone that I know is telling me how I should be grateful and how privileged and lucky I am. Cool that you got your first car for free. I had to work for it," type of stuff. Yeah, that's a really difficult situation, because if everyone's being resentful towards OP that they
Yeah.
got this for free and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think at that point in time, it's important to tell the truth. No, I paid full price. My grandma is just embarrassed that her kid made me pay full price.
And Dramatic Stick 2467 says, "Grandma knows full well that I paid top dollar for that car. Perhaps her memory isn't what it once was." I like that comment. See how she enjoys the truth being twisted. And Newlini7 says, "Post the car on your social media with a caption like, 'It took me a while to save up $18,000, but I'm just so happy with this new to me car. Bought it from my aunt and uncle, so I know that it's in great shape, and I'm looking forward to driving it for years to come.'" I mean, honestly, that's a great response. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for refusing to drive my friend to class every morning after they sold their car to buy an EDC ticket?" My friend and I go to the same university, but we live in different neighborhoods about 30 minutes apart. Up until recently, we both drove ourselves. Last month, my friend decided to sell his car and buy EDC tickets and some merch for his favorite DJ. I thought that it was kind of impulsive, but it's his money though. This week, he started asking me to drive him to class every morning, and I didn't mind giving him a ride once or twice when it was on the way, but then it turned into an everyday expectation. My friend calls me every night to make sure that I'm still picking him up. And last night he called me again and I hesitated. He didn't seem to understand, and he even said, well, you're driving there anyways. It's not that big of a deal. But here's the thing. Picking up my friend isn't just a small detour. It adds about an hour to my round trip, and I end up rushing to finding parking spot before class. Also, he's not sharing money for the gasoline, so I told him directly that I can't be his daily driver, especially since I have my own schedule and part-time job to juggle. My friend just kept saying that it's not cool, bro. It's not cool. I reminded him that selling his car and buying EDC tickets was also not cool if you can't afford it. Not my responsibility to cover for. Then he cut off the call while I'm still talking to him. I don't think that I'm on the wrong side, but I want him to be responsible and not use me as his daily driver. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, he made the choice to sell his car for tickets. He can't just expect other people to give him a ride.
Yeah.
Even if OP lived next door, it still wouldn't be OP's obligation to transport him. But the fact that it just adds an hour to OP's commute time is just ridiculous.
Well, I think that's the hardest part here. I think that if he could get himself to OP's house and OP wouldn't have a 30-minute detour, that OP would probably not have an objection with driving him. But when you have to drive out of your way to pick somebody up, that can add a lot of time, wear and tear on your car, cost extra gas. I think that, and he's not even supporting OP with the extra financial load. So basically he's like, oh, I have this bright idea. I'm just going to get somebody else to drive me. I'll save money on, insurance, gas, and, car, maintenance and stuff like that, and make everyone else chauffeur me around. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? There's probably a bus that drives by his place, and I'm sure that he can take it and get to school, right? And if not, then there's always Ubers, right? I know that Ubers are probably going to end up costing a lot of money over time, but I don't know. Again, OP's not obligated to do this. They need to find somebody else to carpool with or move closer to the university. I don't know. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Julisk says, not the jerk. I would text him, it's not cool to take an hour from my day and never chip in for gasoline because you think that I'm your driver, particularly when you sold your car for a concert. You're not my friend, so find a new chauffeur. And OP replies, I'm not a chauffeur, and I'm not covering his gas or lost time because he sold his car for a concert. If he wants a ride that badly, he needs to figure it out himself. And Neat Substance 9274 says, what's an EDC ticket? And Merely Dreaming says, Electric Daisy Carnival. And OP replies, yep, haha. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, same.
And Scarlet, not that one, says, super not the jerk. He wasn't even giving you gas money? What a user. That's definitely not your job to blow an extra hour each day to drive this guy around. And Obvious Arrival 2571 says, this guy is a user and is not your friend. And Icy Peachy says, you're driving anyways is freeloader math. If he can budget for merch, he can budget for a lift. Boundaries up, bro. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What might you call joy for a bunny?
I would call joy for a bunny hopping for joy. Hopping, hip hopping, hip hooray.
Hoppiness.
Hoppiness. Just like the hops that they put into beer. So it looks like all bunnies are alcoholics. I'm sorry, didn't know that you didn't know that before, but yeah. Turns out it's a dark secret amongst the bunny kind.
It's Bluebird of Happiness Day.
Ooh. Bluebird of Happiness. Like guardian angels, it's always there. Build a little birdhouse in your soul, but not to put too fine a point on it. Sam, the only bee in your bonnet.
Okay, I think
Build a little birdhouse in your soul.
I've heard you sing that before.
Maybe somebody will get the reference, the song. And I have Earl Grey. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wonderful Wednesday, Hump Day, Friday, Junior's Eve. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it a haiku for Haiku Wednesday.
Don't steal from friends. Don't expect transportation. Lies don't look good.
I like it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
And also, hopefully Friday for the live stream.